everyone, welcome back to the TestprepKart channel. Today we will be talking about how I was able to achieve 40 out of 45 points in the IB program. So just to give you a little bit of an introduction to myself, my name is Emily. I am an IB graduate of the year 2021 and currently I am going into my second year of university. And so I would really like to talk about how I was able to achieve the grade I did in the program to help everyone out there. So talking a little bit about my experience in the IB program, I definitely think it opened my eyes up to a lot of new experiences, values, and concepts. I was able to make a lot of new friends and like-minded peers who all very valued their academics and also really enjoyed challenging themselves. And I think that put me in an environment where I was very motivated and inspired. And I also think that IB really helped me develop my time management and my organizational skills. It really helped me for that, and it just really allowed me to become a well-rounded student. You know, I was not only put through a rigorous, challenging workload and academics, but I also had to balance that with my extracurriculars and my CAS requirements and work on my extended essay. So it really taught me about how to balance out my time and help me to become a well-rounded student. So there are a lot of valuable skills that can come out of the program. And now I want to talk about some of my tips. The first thing I would say is to definitely know your strengths and weaknesses in terms of what subjects you exceed at and you're great at, and what subjects you might need to put a little bit more work in. So this way you can allocate your time efficiently. And I would say even to make a hierarchy of the subjects that require the most time and effort and the subjects that are less important and require less time and effort for you personally, and to create this kind of list so you know what projects to focus on, what tests to study more for. Personally for me, the subject I needed to focus more on was my second language class, which was French, and the one I needed to focus the least on was English. And the second thing I would say is to come up with a different study strategy for each subject. So your study strategy is not going to be the same for each subject because each subject is so different. It teaches you different things, it tests you in different ways. So for me personally, for economics, it was very case study based and application based. So I would read, real world news articles and analyze how economic concepts were applied to these news articles, and also practice case studies, because also the exam for our economics class was basically analyzing a news article and then writing your own case study, and the internal assessment was analyzing an article as well. So that gave me a lot of practice into that. I would also say that for French, my strategy was to really practice not only grammar, but also to listen to podcasts, YouTube videos, to read short stories, and make my studying fun in this way. I would say that also for the internal assessment for French, I told myself I needed to practice learning new idiomatic expressions and also vocabulary for each of the units from the textbook. The next thing I would say is to ask for help when you need it. I know a lot of students, including myself, are scared to ask for help, nervous, awkward, or feel that they don't need it. But honestly, asking for help is such a huge benefit, and it doesn't make you any less of a person, and it really helps to clarify concepts that you might not have understood before. This is such a huge advantage when doing your exams or writing your IA. And when you go ask for help from your teacher, whether this be at lunch or after school or after class, it's also a good time to ask for tips for your IA or any other tips, and it's a good way to also build a relationship with your teacher. Okay, so the next tip I would have is to do practice exams. There are so many practice exams online, previous papers, and what I really love about practice exams is they help to reinforce the concepts really well. And you can see how, IB likes to ask their questions, what kind of answers they expect, what you should write, and it really just puts you in that exam condition where you are trying to finish this test in 2 hours and you don't have a single minute more, and that really helps. So make sure to just do a quick Google search and then do the exams and look at the answer sheet as well. And also what I would even suggest is to look over all the questions you did wrong, write down a list of common mistakes you keep on making, or even redo all the questions you did wrong, because that way it allows you to not make the same mistake again. Just doing it once might not make it set in stone in your brain, in your mind. And the final tip I would say is to use exam techniques. I know a lot of these seem stupid or dumb, but don't disregard them, because you not only have to, complete all the questions well and accurately, but you have to do so within the time limit. And sometimes this can be very stressful. And having these techniques can be the difference between getting a 6 and a 7. So some of these techniques are, skipping low value questions and then coming back to them later, or working on the questions that you have the most difficulty with first and that are worth the most, or just knowing how to calm yourself down before an exam and not to stress yourself out. And these little things will really help you, finish the exam in a wise and well-mannered way. And also, if you do have extra time, make sure to check over everything. And for English, read over your essays, do a little bit of editing, check over any grammar mistakes, because these things can also help. For English, also make sure to try your best to write in a neat manner. When writing essays in general, actually try to write in a neat manner, because this will help the readability of your essay and help improve and make a better impression on the examiner. Okay, so those are all the tips I have. If you have any questions, feel free to contact the TestprepKart channel, and hopefully you guys all get great marks in the IB program. I hope you enjoy this video, and bye for now.